it has been something bad, critical of me, my people will not be happy as now. You understand? You understand what I say? But I think whatever any international community, especially the Western press, giving bad image and the picture of Uganda, that is a completely nonsense. Uganda is very peaceful and Uganda does not violate any human right. I told you you will not try to convert me from one way to another. But the only thing is that you must ask President Mugabe. He's the one who will answer this question.
Idi Amin Dada, the cannibalistic leader of Uganda, also formerly known as the Butcher of Uganda. He is well known for being one of the most brutal authoritarian leaders, often using violence as a form of showing his dominance to his opposition. An interesting fact is that he's known for his huge height, standing at 6'4" and weighing about 270 pounds. He was born on the 25th of May in 1925 and passed away in August of 2003, during the age of 75 in Saudi Arabia. One out of four to the children of mother Aziadi and father Amin Dada. His father was a member of the Kakwa tribe, a very well-known tribe in Uganda. Growing up, Idi spent most of his childhood tending goats and taking care of crops in the field. He also embraced the Nation of Islam and received a 4th grade education. Although, shortly after, he and his mother decided to abandon their father in search of a better life in Lugazi. In his early life, he enlisted in 1946 into the Ugandan military. This is where he discovered his love and passion for the military. While enlisting, he was tall, strong, and lacked basic education. This was a benefit to the military because it ensured he received and followed the orders he was given. Shortly after, before joining King's African Rifles, also known as the KAR, a well-known British army, he was granted rudimentary education, which was a basic level of education, in which later in 1959 he obtained the highest rank that can be achieved by an African American. All the way to in 1966, he achieved different rankings and powerful positions, later becoming the commander of the armed forces.
To bands and marching, his favoured pseudo-Scots pipers much in evidence. Here in the heart of his own tribeland, his tribesmen dominate the crack Marine Corps. It is these men, the Kakwas, with whom President Amin has surrounded himself in protection from the more numerous tribes in the south. Moses and Mwanga Amin, two of the president's sons, show little interest in pursuing their father's footsteps. The marching and parading gathered momentum, but with no infectious feeling of enthusiasm, rather of military duty. President Amin's pride, his muscle, the armoured corps. Armoured personnel carriers and more. Designed more to confront internal threats rather than any possibility of external attack.
As Amin gained his power, he began the mass slaughter, as well began to terrorize the public through various internal security forces he had organized himself. For example, the State Research Bureau and the Public Safety Unit both served the same purpose, of which was to execute those opposing Amin's regime. When the Popular Front of the Liberation of Palestine hijacked an Air France flight from Israel to Paris on June 27 in 1976, Idi Amin welcomed the terrorists and supplied them with troops and weapons. But was later humiliated when Israeli commandos subsequently rescued the hostages in a surprise raid on the Entebbe airport. After Amin ordered the execution of several airport personnel, hundreds of Kenyans have believed to have conspired with Israel and an elderly British hostage who had previously been escorted to a nearby hospital. Amin's presidency first started when he overthrew the government in 1977. This is when he claimed himself as the president of Uganda. During his 8-year regime, he enabled many policies that resulted in the massacre of over 300,000 Ugandans. There was also a huge economic decline in Uganda, which resulted in a great amount of people suffering from poverty. Idi Amin's regime came to an end when Uganda exiles took back government control over the capital, which was Kampala. This forced him to retreat into hiding, in which he lived the rest of his life in Saudi Arabia.
Uganda is no exception, but it is a country that neatly encompasses so much of what the world leaders need to chime with: an unresolved war, AIDS, malaria, but above all, as I've been finding out, the need to produce finished goods that will sell on the global market. Uganda has taken the first step by coming to terms with its past. No, not war on a suburban street in Kampala, but the shooting of a major British film, The Last King of Scotland. It's about Idi Amin. The very fact that 50 UK technicians and crew can come here for 3 months to make it speaks to the tranquility and security that is modern-day Kampala. That a film can be made about Amin speaks to how far this country has come in the 25 years since his bloody tyranny. One actor feels it more keenly than most. Amin killed his father.
I was very young at the time when they killed him, and it affected my life, my schooling, my family.
So then how does it feel to see, in a sense, an entertainment being made about him?
It just makes me appreciate that nature has a toll on everybody, even the most powerful fall.
First time I think that Uganda is getting to be known for other things other than disaster, other than bad politics.
We've had more wars than just Amin, and people have moved on. The Ugandans have moved on and they're doing other things generally.
In 1979, whilst reporting Amin's end, I found confidential government files blowing in the street, strangely ordered cabinet minutes, and then a secret file that listed the hundreds of state research officers, the informers, torturers who staffed Uganda's darkest hours. Today, they're gone. Amin's home, the command post, has even moved on, even if only to become the North Korean embassy. And Nile Mansions, the hotel once seen of Amin's worst excess, is today being rehabilitated. Transitional democracy is moving on too. A multi-party system is to be put to a referendum. In moving on, Kampala itself has boomed from 1 million to 3 million in the years since opening. Skills have developed too. Light industry is everywhere, on every roadside. Briefly, in the recovery, economic growth surged to double figures, but now it's plateaued at 3.5%. And there's the rub. The country grew on its raw materials. To go beyond, it must market finished products.